Hello there, my name's Chloe. I'm the co-founder of Two Green Shoots, and we're delighted to be collaborating with the Wellbeing Network West Cork to deliver a February series themed around creativity and calm in the garden. So we're back for week 2, and I thought I'd just jump on quickly to share a little flavour of what we got up to today for anybody that couldn't make it. So with Valentine's Day coming up this Sunday, we wanted to show you a couple of really quirky gifts that you can make using materials from your garden. We all need a little bit of love at the moment, so any gifts that we can share around, I think are much appreciated. So we were making, on the garden theme, some plant labels. We're obviously getting into seed sowing season, so labels are really important. And these are as simple as using straight sections of stem, about 8 to 10 inches in length. So all you're doing is you're getting your section of stem, trimming it off, and then holding your secateurs at the bottom. You're going to run the blade up and strip off that bark at the top, okay? And to create a nice flat piece, and that's going to be your label. Now, if it's a living piece of stem, or you've cut it fresh, you will need to strip the bark off the bottom that will be below the soil level to make sure that it won't regrow. This is actually a piece of hazel, so if you did want to grow hazel, you can of course leave the bark on. So we're just again using the blade just to strip the bark off the bottom section. And then if you want to refine it, you can just sand it ever so slightly just to take off any rough pieces. And then you're going to get a permanent marker and you can just write onto it. And there you go, you have your label. And as I was saying in the session, the brilliant thing with this is once it's finished, you can just chop it up and put it into your compost heap and it'll grow more soil for your garden. Now the second thing I was showing the group was a little coat hanger or a towel hook. And what you're looking for are sections of stem that have a flat back. So this one with the curve wouldn't be ideal because it won't sit flush against the wall. So you're going to get a nice section with flat back and a little arm coming off it, which is going to form your hook. And you want this to be fairly substantial so it does hold. And then all you're doing is you're cutting round about an inch, 1 to 2 inches above and below where the arm is, using a pair of loppers. And then again, trimming the hook part back to the length you want. Obviously, the longer it is, the more stuff you can hook onto it, but it will also be a little bit weaker. So I generally say at most kind of the hook to be about the level of the back. And then the final thing to do is using your secateurs, again in the same way that you did earlier, is just pare back the back so that you get a nice flat side which will sit really secure and flush with the wall that it's attached onto. And then once you've done all of that, you're just going to sand it back again using a piece of sandpaper just to get rid of any kind of rough edges. And then the final piece to do is just to pre-drill a couple of holes for your screws. And if you just screw straight into it, you're liable to actually crack the timber, which you don't want to do. So just pre-drill a hole below and then above the arm from the front to the back, and that's then ready for installing. And the final tip I was giving was if you make a couple of these and sit them side by side and use a little cross stick, you can actually use that as a toilet roll holder or indeed a towel rail. So world's your oyster when it comes to sticks. There's loads of different things you can make, but those are a couple of ideas: your plant label and your coat hook. So listen, I hope you enjoyed today's session. As ever, we are available for any questions. Do email the Wellbeing Network and we have another couple of sessions to come. So if you haven't been able to join us and you would like to, feel free to email. We have a waiting list for any dropouts, any spaces that come available. So yes, thank you to everybody for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next week.